Hey guys, and welcome to part 1 of Let's Play Resident Evil 0. This is of course the HD remaster released for the PS1 and Xbox One generation of consoles, with updated visuals and a new scheme of controls, and of course the widescreen feature, which is really great to have. And I know this isn't necessarily a favorite title for many fans. To be honest, it probably is my least favorite of the original Resident Evil games, which are like the fixed camera releases. But yeah, I'm super excited to get into this, and I hope you are too. Here we go.
Resident Evil 0.
A Midwestern town in America, Raccoon City. A solitary island far off in the sea, Rockfort Island. An island that would become the second Raccoon City, Sheena Island. There are still many unanswered questions about these seemingly unrelated yet intensely traumatic events. Though it is believed that the International Enterprise umbrella was somehow involved, little is known as to the origin of this faceless corporation. When was it established? By whom? And how was the T-virus created? To uncover the truth, we must delve deeper into the events which transpired in the beginning, before the mansion incident.
Do you think so too?
Yeah.
Do about it.
Hold off for a while.
But I wonder how those R&D people react to this.
It began as a simple investigation of some bizarre murders in the suburbs of Raccoon City. Nothing in our training could ever have prepared us for the nightmare that ensued. We never stood a chance.
What's going on? Engine failure. Emergency landing.
Check the current position and investigate the surrounding area.
Captain, look! Captain!
What happened?
Court order for transportation. Prisoner Billy Cullen, ex-lieutenant, 26 years old. Court-martialed and sentenced to death July 22nd. Prisoners to be transferred to the Regathon base for execution.
Those poor soldiers. They were good men just doing their jobs, and that scum murdered them and escaped.
All right, everyone, let's separate and survey the area. Our friend is brutal and ruthless. Keep your guard up.
Alright, so here we are in the world of survival horror, Resident Evil 0. And unfortunately for Rebecca Chambers of Bravo Team, one of the two protagonists of this game, yes, there are two, for those who aren't familiar, this game does have a swap partner mechanic in it, where you can switch between characters at any time. However, we have yet to meet our second main character. But yeah, unfortunately for her, she has managed to make her way into this train, and as you saw in the beginning cutscene, a certain character has managed to inflict terrible things upon this train. I mean, technically Rebecca could go back, but as you can see, she refuses to because she's yet to finish searching the train first. But if you ask me, that wasn't the greatest decision, because now we have nothing to do but advance. Despite there being horrible enemies within this train, a virus has been infected within it. Rebecca stubbornly refuses to leave and wants to explore the train. So basically every single door in this room is locked other than this one, so there's only one way to go. Through here. Let's do it.
This is Officer Chambers from STARS Bravo Team. Please identify yourself. Is someone there?
The government has announced that it has taken against our family. But as of 2 years ago, when a several conference began, the local government stepped in and took over.
Alright, so here we are in the game's first enemy encounter against the generic zombie. I mean, nothing too scary, but there's 3 of them, so I guess that's why they swarm me with 3. And that last one took quite a bit to kill.
What just happened? I thought they were dead.
I've always found that line to be quite corny, the whole "I thought they were dead" thing. Maybe it's just me, but anyway, yeah, like I was saying before I, got them out all quickly so I didn't even have a chance to speak. Yeah, I guess this is where zombies within the series started to get a little stale, so they swarm you with 3 to make sure it's scary, but, it's still just a generic zombie, so the number that they come in doesn't really make it any scarier, Capcom. But yeah, I do believe... Now, this is kind of gonna make me look maybe like I don't really know what I'm talking about here, but I'm not sure which came out first, 0 or Remake of 1. I think Remake of 1 did come out first, though, so this was technically like the last mainline game, and no, Dead Aim does not count. So yeah, this was technically like the last of the mainline, just zombie titles. But actually, I guess I don't think Dead Aim does have a fixed camera, so that doesn't even count. But yeah, this is the last of the fixed camera titles, so I guess they realized zombies were getting stale by this point, so they decided to swarm you with 3 in an attempt to make it scary. But I don't really think it did. And I think I'm actually running out of ammo here. No, I still got quite a bit. But yeah, I decided to play this on normal. Oh my gosh, she's still alive, but... I played this on normal because if I were to play this on hard, like, I can play it on hard, I have done it before, but I just feel like it wouldn't really make for a, like a let's play material, just mainly because, like, with how much enemies take, like, it would just be very bullet spongy, and health isn't really that much of a common occurrence in that mode, like, hard, so, it just wouldn't really be that fun to watch. I feel like I would probably be dying a lot, and constantly running around the locations within the game at like danger, so I don't think it would really be great content material. But here we have our first file within the game, so let's go ahead and take a look at what it says. Passenger's Diary, July 14th. Orders came from the boss today. Looks like we're in charge of investigating the remains of the Arklay Mountains laboratory. We're moving in 2 groups. The initial group is assigned to start checking what's left on the abandoned experiment. July 16th. Unfortunately, the test production of BOW Type Y139 had to be suspended because of this investigation. It's the same type Y139. There's still so much we don't know about responses to the crustacean T virus. There's a lot of interesting research left. Depending on the species and nurturing conditions, only 1-minute doses of T bring about remarkable changes in solidity, size, multiplication of internal toxins, and brain development. If these effects can be controlled, a powerful weapon could be produced. But the sudden development of the shell results in a corresponding fragility. Certain areas become exceedingly weak. Problematically, one of these areas is the head carapace. This lab we are going to, were they pursuing the same research? It would certainly help to find data and samples that would help us in our research. July 19th, or June 19th. The day is finally approaching. I am growing more anxious. The Raccoon City newspapers and TV stations are full of reports about the bizarre murders in the suburbs. It can't be the virus, can it? If it is, no, I can't think of that now. I have to concentrate on the investigation and make sure it goes smoothly. Alright. You do that then. What? I just picked up Increment? I didn't even know these actually existed within the game. Where'd I just pick that up from? The suits? I don't know, man. But, yeah. So, it seems like the virus is, you know, spreading out of control, which isn't good. And I guess it also made its way through to the, train as well, but for different reasons. See, I don't think that character that we saw in the introduction cutscene was responsible for that. However, I think what the cutscene we saw was trying to, you know, push towards and like inform you out of context, I guess, is that he kind of was the one who infected the train. Well, I don't really think out of context. I think it was pretty obvious, actually, because he's literally, like, looked at it, the train, when bad stuff started to happen, so it was pretty obvious that he was responsible for it. I don't even know what I'm saying. Let's just go ahead and read this note. Investigation orders. Stained with blood, some sections are illegible. 8 miles north of Raccoon City, in the Arklay Mountains, lies our company's management training facility. It was shut down years ago. Now, we are conducting a preliminary study into reopening one of the facilities. First Investigation Unit is already on site and opening the investigation. I want your team to provide support. The following orders are from William Birkin and William Bark and First Investigation Unit. The rest is torn and unreadable. I swear I thought that said William Birkin, which is a character in this game that I'm not going to talk about too much. Just, well, we're not really at that point within the game, so I don't think it really needs to be discussed too much, but yeah, I thought that's what it said for a moment, so excuse me for my misreading there. But here we have Increments, and oh yeah, 4, because we found 2, my bad. But basically what these allow us to do is use this typewriter of sorts here and save your progress. And basically what happens in Resident Evil games, if you die, you'll go back to your you know, most recent save. So if you were to never save throughout the entire game, you would end up having to restart the entire game, which it's not really something I want. But you know, I'm not going to save yet, just because in case, you know, something happens to the gameplay and I have a save down, it just wouldn't really be great. I mean, this is literally part 1, so it wouldn't be an issue, but for later parts, yeah, I'm not going to be saving halfway through the episode or anything. But basically, the mechanic introduced in Resident Evil 0 is the leave option. So you can go ahead and leave your item on the ground and come back into this room later on and it will be there. You know, the item boxes introduced in previous games that most people are familiar with are not in this title. You have the ability to leave, and that's it. No dumping in the item boxes, which can result in lots of frustration, especially because there's a certain item later in this game that you'll find that you have to carry with you throughout the entire game, which isn't really fun to say the least, and it's pretty much my least favorite part of this game. If that certain item wasn't in this game, it probably would be a lot better, in all honesty, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave this here as well. However, there is a limit on how much items you can leave in a room, so make sure to, you know, space out the items you leave in each room somewhat, but I think it has to do with the size of the room. So if you go into a really big room, you can probably leave like 10 things there, but for small rooms, I think the limit is less, obviously, as there's less space. But anyway, yeah, so I just kind of wanted to talk about, you know, the features with within this game, as Resident Evil 0 introduced a lot of new things that aren't in previous titles, so I just want to make sure that it's understood. Although I think most people watching this, considering the game's age, are probably familiar with all the mechanics, but in case not, I just wanted to point them out. But anyway, if you go ahead and try to approach this corridor, we'll find something. And that is that this train employee's corpse has been brutally torn apart. Yikes. But luckily he's holding something, and that is the train key, which will allow us to explore more of the train. Also, another introduction that I think actually was introduced in Code Veronica, actually, now that I think about it, so I might be, yeah, I think it was in Code Veronica, but this game continues the tradition of you can use it when you find it up, but that's not useful for an item, it's only useful for a herb, so I'm not sure why that's here for an item like this, but whatever, but let's go ahead and take it.
Billy. Lieutenant Cohen.
So, you seem to know me. Been fantasizing about me, have you?
You're the prisoner that was being transferred for execution. You were with those soldiers outside.
Oh, I see. You're with stars. Well, no offense, honey, but your kind doesn't seem to want me around, so I'm afraid our little chat time is over.
Wait! You're under arrest.
No thanks, Dollface. I've already worn handcuffs.
I could shoot, you know. Edward! Are you alright? What happened?
Worse than... We can't. You must be careful, Rebecca. The forest is full of zombies and monsters.
Zombies and monsters.
Alright, so here we have an enemy that's a bit more threatening. The Cerberus, I believe it is known as, which are basically zombie dogs who have been exposed with the... Oh my gosh, I didn't expect them to get up there, but zombie dogs who've been exposed with the virus, of course, and I am getting hit quite a bit, but I'm trying to speak here, you know. But they're a lot more threatening than the generic zombie, I'd say, purely just because, as you can see, they're running around extremely fast, and I managed to take quite a few hits from them there, which is not exactly the most splendid thing. But yeah, they were able to land quite a few hits on me. They're much faster than the generic zombie, and I'm not sure if they're stronger in terms of like the amount of damage they can hit. I think they're actually, like, they actually take less damage to kill than a zombie, but because they're running around so fast, they're quite hard to hit. So if anything, it feels like they take, you know, more, but they don't, I don't think. But because I used my herb, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up this herb that I left here, if Rebecca would let me. I'm just gonna use the D-pad to turn around as opposed to the stick. That is the thing, though, about the alternate controls that I decided to go with for this LP, is that they're very, like, I don't know what the good word would be. They're very, slippery, so you're kind of, it's hard to do, like, minute movements. I find, like, when you're trying to walk, you end up like running most of the time. Like there I was trying to walk, but instead turn into a run. But it's whatever. There are very few times, if at all, in this game, 0 only. There is a time in 1 where you need to walk, but in 0 you will never find yourself needing to walk, so it's not like it's really an issue. No zombies up here because we cleared them out, obviously, when we came down these steps. I just want to make sure I have all the stuff I need, and I do. So, let's go ahead and enter through here.
This is Rebecca. Over. Enrico! Hello! Can you read me? Please respond.
Rebecca, I can hear you. Now listen up. We've obtained detailed information on the fugitive from a document found in the wrecked wagon. Billy Cohen killed as many as 23 people. Over.
23 people.
We have also confirmed that he was institutionalized, so keep your guard up. Can you hear me, Rebecca? Over. Stay alert, Rebecca. You wouldn't think twice before killing you.
Enrico! Captain! Hello? Hello!
You kind of missed your chance there, Rebecca. Enrico was trying to speak to you multiple times, and you were just staring there in shock. I mean, yeah, you just encountered somebody who supposedly killed 23 people. I would be, you know, pretty scared myself too, but... Oh my gosh, there's a zombie up, but he was trying to speak to you, and you were just sitting there, so... If I were you, I wouldn't be too surprised that you lost communication with them. But anyway, another zombie is up, but more on the whole Billy thing. It is apparently a fact that he has killed 23 people, and we have met him and spoke with him, so that's not exactly the greatest news to hear. But now that we have the train key, we can go ahead and unlock this door. Also, during that little cutscene there, I kind of had to hold in a cough, so sorry about that. Anyway, here we go.
It's gonna be dangerous from here on in. Why don't we cooperate?
Cooperate with you?
Listen, little girl, if you haven't noticed, there's some pretty freaked out things on this train. And I, for one, want to get out of here. I don't think we stand a chance doing it alone.
You expect me to trust you, a wanted felon? I don't need your help. I can handle this on my own. And don't call me little girl.
All right, Miss Do-It-Yourself. What should I call you?
The name is Rebecca Chambers, but that's Officer Chambers to you.
Well then, Rebecca, why don't you go and try while I wait here?
Alright. So it looks like Rebecca is trying to refuse help. However, honestly, I probably would too. I mean, if the, you know, this news you've heard about him is true, then the kind of guy that would do that might end up backstabbing us later on. So I guess Rebecca's just trying to prevent a situation like that. But honestly, what Billy says is kind of true, that in a scenario like this, we kind of need to work together. I mean, we're stuck on this train, you know, with zombies and dogs and, you know, who knows what else. So, that all the help we could need, honestly, would be helpful in this scenario. But I can see Rebecca's reasons for, you know, wanting to do what she is. But if we try to speak to him...
Well then, Rebecca, why don't you go and try while I wait here?
You know, he'll just keep saying that, which is actually pretty funny. But here we have another file. So, notice the supervisors. When closing the dining car, supervisors are asked to switch off the automatic door when ensuring all staff have vacated the car. The main automatic door power switch is located on the roof of the 5th car. Inspections will take place when the train is garaged. After inspections are complete, use the ladder at the rear of the second floor of the dining car. Umbrella Corps Maintenance Department. Right. So, I guess the only thing left to do is head up these stairs, as the power is off, I believe she says. So, I think that's basically our current goal on the train, is to just turn the power on and enter through here. So, let's go ahead and climb these stairs. Here we go. Alright, so here we are. I think you can hear that somewhere down there there's a fire going. And for some odd reason, this guy seems to be sitting near it.
Excuse me, sir. Sir.
So, here we have the Leech Man. But I'm just gonna dodge that. Oh, I could... Apparently I'm not gonna dodge that, but you can fight him. But what I'm gonna do is just head down these stairs, which will activate the cutscene.
Are you okay? Who is that guy?
What's going on? Who's controlling the train?
Go and check out the first engine car. Listen, we gotta cooperate with each other from now on. You got that?
Well, I don't...
Clue in, girl. Or maybe you like being worm bait.
All right. But you just remember, I will shoot you if you try anything funny.
Fine. Now take these with you. If you find anything, give me a call, all right?
Alright, so we now have our second character. So this is where the game truly opens up in a sense, because now we have the ability to swap between not only Rebecca but Billy as well. And we have a little guide that kind of talks about how you can control that, but for this file I'll just explain it myself. So I'm not sure if we're to get, okay, so we already start us off but like together, but if you go ahead and press the button,
I'll go check over there.
Okay.
well, it's R2 for PS4, which is what I'm currently playing on, but for other consoles like PC or Xbox, I guess it would be R2 as well, but for PC or Steam or whatever, I don't know what the button is, so that's kind of why I didn't really announce it, but I think the file would actually, so if you're not sure what the button is, just take a look at that file in your inventory. You can read the files you've already read through into your inventory if you ever want to see them again. So at this stage, Billy, or whoever, you know, the idle character is, will not follow us. But which I'm actually going to keep it that way, but just to show off what it looks like when your character does follow you, I'll press it again, and then it will follow you.
You stay here.
I'll just go on my own though, but before I do, I'll show off a couple features, like for example, the exchange button. I could exchange, you know, some items here, which I will do for like that. I'll take the knife, and you can take the herb. And I know Rebecca is the mixing set professional, which I forgot to touch on. Her special ability is to use the mixing set so she can combine herbs. You also have a costume select thing here, but I'm not really going to go into that just because I'm just going to keep the default costumes on for the Let's Play. You can switch from the inventory, which I didn't show off, but whatever. But yeah, that's also something you can do, switch your characters. Billy's special item is the lighter, but he also has a couple costumes as well. Or one. I think he might have more if I were to buy the DLC or whatever, but I haven't. I might, but I haven't at this point. So you can switch like that, but I'll just keep the default costumes on. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything more than that. You can go with your partner here and you can turn some settings on, but I think all of the settings I have on right now are good. I'll take the knife out for Rebecca just because it's funny to have the knife out. I think.
Okay.
And I did not need to do that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I kind of covered all of the features. So let's keep like our partners separated, and Rebecca will head up here to the roof of the car. At the speed the train is going, I don't know if this would actually be possible. In fact, I don't think it is at all. But she can, because it's video game logic, right? Plot armor and all that, but I'm just wondering if there's anything I forgot to mention, but I don't think there is. But I will say something. My room is incredibly hot right now. Jeez. I'm like sweating and stuff. But as you can see, it seems like there's some sort of device you can use to reconnect the power, so let's go ahead and do that. The power's on. But we're now separated. Let's be real here, we all saw it coming, but here we have the train key, which I can actually send down through from here. You can do that, which is pretty cool. So I can just put the train key in, place an item here. I would like to, yes. Throw in the train key, and we'll now, you know, just press the button, and the whole tram thing here will now descend to the first floor, because I believe we were on the second floor. I can pick up these items here, which would honestly be better if Billy had them all, but I'm not just going to send them all down separately, because I think the amount of health we have and all that stuff is decent. I'm not sure if Rebecca has less health than Billy or whatever. Actually, no. Billy definitely can tank more HP. And there's an item we'll get in later in the game. Not like an item, but a weapon actually. The Molotovs, which are really good for defeating Leechmen. That Rebecca is good with because she can throw faster. So both characters, I guess, have their bonuses. But honestly, let's be real here. The ability to take more damage is a lot better than what Billy has. I mean, than what Rebecca has. Like, throwing Molotovs a little quicker isn't that much of an advantage, in my opinion. But, what the train key allows us to do is, if I could find the map button, which is L2, I think I also have a special control set on as well. Like, I don't think I have the default controls, so maybe when I said R2, that was kind of a lie. Although I'm not sure if I have the default controls. I might have the default controls that I'm getting mixed up with the fact that I don't have the default controls on RE1. And also my cord fell down, so yikes. But yeah, so I put some ink ribbons in there, but basically the room with the red door that's pointing south, not the one that's pointing east, we can now unlock with the train key. However, I think this might actually be a decent spot to stop for the first episode. However, I'm not just going to stop in the middle of a room, obviously. I'm going to make my way to the save point. But first, a zombie is trying to block us off. But we're able to defeat him. Also, I think Billy's handgun is also a lot stronger as well, but that's not really an advantage for Billy per se, because he can just you can trade your handgun, so it's not like it's a set in stone, like it's Billy's handgun and he has the better handgun. No, I could give it to Rebecca if I wanted to, which again I might actually, because Rebecca has a lot less HP obviously, as she takes, oh, we got a critical headshot, which I didn't even talk about because I actually forgot they existed, to be honest. But basically, every now and then, I don't know if there's actually a way to do it skillfully, but every now and then you'll luckily happen to get a headshot. And like I said, I don't think you can predict when it's going to happen. I think it's just a matter of luck. I don't think you can point your handgun up and receive more or anything. I think it really does just happen whenever it feels like it, honestly. But let me go ahead and grab these ink ribbons so we can save. I won't be saving on screen though, because I just want to make sure, you know, the gameplay went all smoothly and whatnot. But yeah, so also I think Billy's handgun, another thing that makes it better is it has a better chance of landing headshots. So yeah, Billy's handgun is just all around better, I think. But anyway, in the next episode, we'll be using the train key to unlock the conductor's room. So I think you can just examine it. Oh yeah, on the tag. Conductor room. So now it'll say conductor's key? Yes, it will. Okay, so thank you all so much for watching this episode of Let's Play Resident Evil 0. And yeah, in the next one, we'll be advancing throughout the train to see if there's any way we can free Rebecca from her trapped room. So, hope to see you all then. Bye.